Leo, welcome to your astrology reading for the month of March. And so this is going to be most accurate for your rising sign or your ascendant. So you can go out to any of those websites, run a free birth chart. It does need to be time specific. So that's one that people tend to struggle with. They don't always know what time they were born, but that is important because the ascendant will change on a pretty regular basis. So it's important to know that. Your sun sign, this is also accurate for your sun sign because it is how you see yourself, it's how you express yourself, whereas your rising sign is how other people perceive you. And then, of course, there's your moon sign, which is that emotional lens. It's how you process everything emotionally. And so within the month of March, just jumping right into this, we have a lot of Pisces and Aries energy taking place. And so what this means specifically for you is it's impacting your 8th house and your 9th house. Your 8th house is all about transformation. Your 9th house is all about growth. And so growth, big picture, long distance travel could be highlighted here. There's going to be a lot of different themes, and I'll talk about them as they come up here in the reading. And so right away on the 9th, we have Mercury entering Aries. And so that happens at 11:03 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, Mercury, Chiron, and the North Node are all in Aries because we are in the Aries Libra eclipse season. And so this is going to impact your 9th house. Mercury in Aries, this is all about, okay, here's my communication, but it's communication as it relates to action because Aries does not sit still. It is ruled by Mars, so this is a very action-oriented. And so this could be a very excitable type of energy because Aries is really the baby in the Zodiac. And so everything here is like, well, let's go, let's do this, let's try. And so it's that kind of excitable energy. Could be some sort of impulsive communication. It could be a very direct, honest, blunt type of communication as well, because that is also Aries energy. And so Mercury will be conjunct the sun in Pisces when Mercury enters into Aries. And so they're actually in different signs, but they're in close enough proximity that the energy blends together. The sun in Pisces is about you expressing exactly what it is that you want. What dreams do you have? That's the expression. And so we've got kind of two modes of expression here, and one is very action oriented, so it's very excitable. Let's talk about my dreams, let's talk about my goals, what it is that I want to do. And from this perspective, the goals that you have are actually about changes that you want to make to yourself. And so those changes can take a lot of different forms, but it is kind of a death and rebirth type of energy, so it's not a small change at all. But it does impact kind of that big picture lens, like that path that you're moving towards, that path that you want to go down, because that Mercury in Aries says, let's go down this path. Let's start taking some decisive action here. We'll also have Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And so again, we've got Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So this is that, what are your dreams? Really getting clear on exactly what it is that you want. And then understanding, okay, well, what does that mean from this big picture perspective? What is it that I need here in order to be able to move forward? What changes need to take place? Because these would be fundamental changes to you. I mean, these are not, again, small changes. These are not small changes. Could one of these changes be going after a degree or an advanced degree, going back to school in some way? Again, long distance travel, learning a foreign language, anything that would really appeal to you and have you changing something about yourself in such a way that would actually change kind of the foundation of who you are, because that's what this is about. This is really about a fundamental change. Speaking of changes, we'll have Mercury sextile Pluto in Aquarius. So Pluto in Aquarius, we are in this energy now for roughly 20 years. So this is that age of Aquarius energy. This is the tearing down of structures that just don't work anymore. And so Pluto in Aquarius, being in this sextile to Mercury in Aries, so Mercury in Aries wants to take action. It's communication, it's action oriented. Let's kind of move in a specific direction. It's really being vocal from that perspective. And Pluto in Aquarius is saying, okay, well, that's great, but what needs to change here? And so Mercury in Aries is impacting your house, that house of expansion. If you think of it this way, or that house of big picture items. Aquarius is your 7th house of your personal relationships. And so something in your personal relationships needs to change in order for you to go after the life that you want to live, to have that transformation take place, to have that fundamental change. So is it that you've always drawn in some sort of partner that would prevent you from doing long distance travel or held you back in some sort of way? And so it would be stopping that type of relationship. You would stop allowing that type of person to come in, but it's really Pluto and Aquarius that's going to prevent that person from coming back around, because it knows that you want to be different. You don't want to call in somebody who's going to hold you back. And so it would be changing things up so that you would call in somebody who would support you or help you move in that direction and not really hold you back or hold you back at all. And so that would be that type of energy. But there is going to be an impact here to the types of relationships that you have, those personal relationships, as it relates to the big picture, because there's something here that you're trying to execute from a big picture standpoint that does require not just changes to you, but how you interact with other people, especially in those one-to-one relationships. So not a negative at all. It's definitely a positive. And then on the 10th, we'll have the new moon in Pisces. So that happens at 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And so when it happens, we'll have the moon, sun, Saturn, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. And so the way new moons are, they're at the same degree point in the sky, they overlap each other, and so they're in a conjunction. So it's a blending of energies between how you express yourself, that soul expression, how you process information through that emotional lens, and then what we'll have here is the sun and moon conjunct Neptune and Pisces. So now we're back to your dreams. So now this is about really that alignment within you on what it is that you want, what you're trying to achieve. Pisces energy all sitting in your 8th house. And so this is that transformation. What changes are you trying to make for yourself or to yourself that really kind of have you going after the type of life that you see yourself living? We'll also have the sun and moon conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So it's not just about having the dreams, because that's Neptune in Pisces. But now Saturn is saying, yeah, but now you need to come up with a game plan. What is your strategy in order to achieve that result? What is it? And then kind of maybe you can even start there and back up, or start here and move forward and create that game plan for yourself, but do it in a way that is a little bit flexible here, because that Pisces energy is kind of blurring the lines. And so it's really the ultimate thing here is when it comes to the changes you want to make to yourself, think through and really figure out what all those changes are, and then action. And then on the 11th, we'll have Venus enter Pisces. So that happens at 5:51 Eastern time in the evening, 5:51 p.m. And so when it happens, we'll have Venus, Saturn, Sun, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. And so at this time, Venus will be in Pisces, but conjunct Mars in Aquarius. And so Venus and Pisces energy. So this is Venus is harmony, relationships, balance. It's what you value, what you want, beautiful things. It's all of those kind of really just ultimate things that you want in your life. That's that Venus energy. And Mars, so Venus and Pisces, I mean, that is really going after the dreams that you have as they relate to all the things that you value and you want when it comes to relationships, money, just anything that you value. Mars in Aquarius is the actions that need to liberate you from any restrictions, because that's what it's doing. Mars is very action oriented. It is about removing things. It is about really just cutting things away. Aquarius is a liberating energy. This is the rebel in the zodiac. It does not like structure at all. And so what this is doing is anything that you have your eyes set on, like, I want this Venus in Pisces. This is where I'm going. Mars in Aquarius says, okay, great, but this is standing in your way, so I'm going to remove it. That's exactly what it's doing. And so for you, what this is, it's going to impact your 8th house. So again, your transformation that's taking place, and your 7th house. So in your personal relationships, if there's something in your personal relationships that's preventing you from undergoing the type of transformation that you want for yourself, that's the obstacle that's going to be removed. That's where Mars in Aquarius says, okay, well, you don't need this. This isn't necessary for you. In fact, it's hindering your growth. We'll remove it. Then we have the sun enter Aries. So that happens on the 19th at 11:07 p.m. Eastern time. And so this is the vernal equinox. So in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the start of spring. So it is, I love it, just because of the warmer temperatures, but it's 12 hours of sun, 12 hours of night. And so that only happens twice a year. And this means in my hemisphere that we'll start to get more daylight, which I love, beyond the 12 hours. So when this happens, the sun will be in Aries. So this is the start of the astrological year. This is a zodiacal year. And we'll have the moon in Leo. And so they're in a trine. So this is a very easygoing energy. It is both fire sign energy. In fact, it is your energy mixed with Aries. And so really, really positive from this perspective, because there's a lot of emphasis on you and the changes that you want to make, because Aries is sitting in your ninth house. So think about, what is it from a big picture perspective that you're trying to achieve? What is it that you want for yourself? What are those actions you're taking in order to go down that path? First house is all about you, and it's you physically. And so this is really what drives you, what motivates you to go forward. What do you want to expand about yourself? What do you want to grow within you? What changes do you want to make for yourself? Because we also have the sun conjunct Neptune and Pisces. So this is going back to that transformation that you want for yourself. So it's really helping you and aiding you in this transformation. It's helping you to be a different person on that fundamental level so that you can grow into the type of person and have the type of life that you want to live. Sun will be sextile Pluto and Aquarius at the same time. So the sextile does require some sort of activation on your part. But what I really love about this energy is that ninth house, that here's my overall big picture of where I see myself, where I see my life going, the things I want to take, the education I want to pursue, the travel I want to do, all of that. Pluto in Aquarius is showing up again in your personal relationships. So again, another opportunity. If there is somebody here, maybe not one person specifically, maybe if you have a pattern of behavior, or if there's something about people that you draw into your life, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a marriage partner or a significant other, but it does tend to be that. Whatever barriers that person places on you that prevents you from moving forward, removed. And so we had it with the Mars in Aquarius. Mars will cut away those things. Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto's transformation. And so that is the same type of energy. So lots of opportunity here to not just transform you, but how you are with other people, which is also going to transform you. So very positive from that perspective. Then we have Mars enter Pisces on the 22nd. So that happens at 7:48 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, we'll have Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. That's a lot of planets. It's a lot of energy. And so we'll have, at that time, Mars will be opposite the moon in Virgo. So Mars in Pisces. Mars, again, very action-oriented. Pisces, very dream-oriented. So the actions that you're taking are to align yourself with your dreams. Moon in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign, so it's a very grounded energy. It's very detail-oriented. It's a healing energy. And so Moon in Virgo would be that like healing type of emotion. So what's happening for you here is there is this 8th house, 2nd house. So the 8th house, again, Pisces, for you, Virgo is occupying your 2nd house. And so it's not just about this transformation that's taking place. It's not just about grounding your emotions here. There's also a money connection. And so when it comes to money, and so that could be part of this whole transformation too, is that you're learning to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. That's what this would tell me, that you're figuring out a way to create your own abundance so that you're not relying on somebody else's money. You're not relying on somebody else to bring home a paycheck. God only knows in this economy, 2 incomes are probably better than 1, so that you're not relying solely on one person's income. And so this would be that type of energy where you're kind of creating this, you're trying to create this type of balance, because that opposition is a push-pull type of energy. And so the goal here is to really find that happy medium, find a way to balance the two together, where you are able to make the changes necessary, but also maybe hold on to what you value, maybe stay grounded in what you value, and really kind of prioritize what matters the most to you. We'll also have Mars square Uranus and Taurus. And so Taurus, again, being another earth sign, this is a very grounding type of energy, but Uranus is not. Uranus it's the Tower in tarot. And so, well, I mean, it's one interpretation of the Tower card, but it is about sudden change. That's what Uranus does. Uranus and Taurus, the changes that are taking place here are meant to align with what you want and what you value, because that's what Taurus is. Taurus is ruled by Venus. That's what this energy is all about. And so anything that it's removing from your life is not meant to be there. It's just going to hold you back. It's one of those, you've got these restrictions, I'm going to remove them from your life energies. And so here, where the impact is coming from, so we've got your 8th house in Pisces. So again, transformation happening, like you have this goal of being a different person. And in this Uranus and Taurus, there is an impact on your career. And so there's something in your career that needs to change in order for you to live the life that you want to live. This could also relate back to that 8th house, 2nd house, where it is talking about your finances and it's talking about your money. So that 8th house, 2nd house could be that direct correlation between, okay, I'm so used to earning this income from this job here, and 2nd house, I'm able to save this amount of money, or I'm able to invest this amount of money every single month when I get paid, whatever this is, or I am required to spend this amount of money just because of my bills. And so there's this 8th house, 2nd house connection there that also kind of translates into this career sector as well. And so there's something within your career that needs to change in order for you to go after what you want. Now, so this could be something along, this could be any change, really. I mean, this could be, I want to be a millionaire, and so I need a raise at work. And so this would be some of that type of energy. Probably not that one specifically, but putting changes in place to help you get what you want there from a transformation standpoint. And then at the end of the month, on the 25th, we'll have the full moon in Libra. And so this will happen at 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And this is a lunar eclipse. And so this, again, we're in the Aries Libra eclipse season. So this is the lunar eclipse because it is the moon. It's the full moon. And so what's happening here for you specifically is Libra's in your 3rd house. So that's short distance travel, communication. Aries occupies your 9th house. So kind of that big picture, long distance travel. And so what's happening is something is coming to the surface because they're in opposition. So they're right now on opposite ends of the spectrum. There needs to be some sort of happy medium here about what it is that you're trying to pursue, and maybe something here that's holding you back, because Libra is indicating to me that there's some sort of imbalance happening in your short distance travel, in your communication. Could be with siblings, could be not children, but really it could be just the things around you, kind of like the day-to-day experiences, if you want to think about it that way. There's something in this 3rd house that is not balanced, and it is going to come to light here. We'll also have the moon opposite Neptune in Pisces. So again, when it comes to your dreams and things like that, there's something in this 3rd house that's preventing you from really going after exactly what you want from a transformation standpoint, exactly what kind of life you want to live for yourself. And that is actually going to show up here, and it's going to show up again in this Pluto and Aquarius energy. So the moon is going to also be trine Pluto in Aquarius. And again, Pluto and Aquarius sitting in your house of one-to-one relationships. So what's blocking you? What's preventing you from moving forward in your goals, in your dreams of being somebody different or living a different life? And so this would be changes that are necessary in your personal relationships to aid you in this transformation process. Could be connected to communication. If you're talking about personal relationships, that would absolutely be a 3rd house energy. Could be related to travel, short distance travel. So think of like a car drive away, that there's some sort of change here that needs to be made so that you can live the life that you want. And so any kind of miscommunication, imbalance in communication, anything here would just be removed. I mean, that's what the Pluto and Aquarius energy is doing for you. So Leo, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.